Yo, what's up, guys? It's Ask My Wedge. Yeah, I was checking out the Klitschko Joshua fight, man. Man, this fight was a lot more than I expected. One of my good friends on Facebook sent it to me, and this was unbelievable, man. You know, I'm a little tired now. It's late, but I felt like I had to do this video before I go to bed. Please bear with me. I'm going to read it from a paper because, you know, I haven't had the opportunity to watch the fight over and over again. I watched about half of the fight, and that's all I needed to see that Joshua is the truth. This is a real heavyweight we have here, guys. This is the real heavyweight, the real deal. And this guy, I'm going to tell you why throughout the video, but basically he's the fundamentalist. You know, he uses his jab, and he exposed Klitschko. And let me tell you, Klitschko, whether he was young or old, it would have been the same thing. It would have been a lot tougher because Klitschko would have had a lot more juice in him. However, he wouldn't have beat Joshua because of skill. He didn't beat Joshua tonight because of skill. He wasn't even close. Joshua is the one who was schooling him today with a jab, inside work. You know, we didn't see much outside work by Joshua because he didn't have to. Klitschko wasn't running into this big guy. You know, Joshua showed his strength, used the ability to use his weight, the ability to put his defense in effect and be patient, composure. Joshua, man, he looked like the real deal, man. Only thing negative I can say about Joshua is the fact that he's slow-paced it, you know, like a George Foreman. However, he fights with more skills than a George Foreman. George Foreman was slow-paced it. And, you know, like Ali picked on George Foreman, remember? Because George Foreman said he was fighting like a gorilla. Or he was, like, throwing these wild bombs that comes from way back here. Well, Joshua has that, dexterity. He is a slower fighter like that, who is very, very strong and carries punches in his weight. However, the difference between Joshua and Foreman is Joshua actually uses techniques consistently. He's consistently got his chin down. He's consistently got his hands in position to defend himself. He's consistently punching, being prepared to take what's coming back. He's consistently using his jab to keep the fighter where he's supposed to be in the right positioning and distance, and he's using his jab for good timing purposes. Joshua is the truth, with the ability to protect himself and the strength and the natural bigness of a real heavyweight. He's not a small heavyweight who can box. You know, he's not a James Toney who can, or George, or a James Toney, or man, I got my mind on heavyweights now. You know, it's just like that, man. Heavyweights are coming back tonight, bro. He brought the heavyweights back for real. Like before, it was just heavyweights was coming back, or they was doing something because they had some talented people who were big and had great advantages over their competition. But this guy can really box. You know, it's nothing more beautiful than seeing a giant who can box. And this guy is a big boxer. You know, so let me get to what I wrote down, man. See if I can get to. I was just basically going through what I was saying is that, you know, this is the reviver of the heavyweights. Joshua is the reviver of the heavyweights. You know, the big Russian George Foreman was the Klitschko tonight. You know, he was he's a beast with his ability to control you with a jab on the outside and punch you. He couldn't do that with Joshua today. Joshua worked very well to get passes. He didn't even have a jab for Joshua. He was hitting so hard, he was scaring Joshua. I mean, Joshua was so strong and so dangerous that he was scaring Klitschko. So Klitschko couldn't even box him. Only thing Klitschko could do was try to hurt him with every punch. And, even the knockdown that Klitschko got was out of exhaustion. You know what I mean? I believe Joshua was just tired. He did an excellent job, man. For a big guy to be boxing and using that much energy is unbelievable. And for him to get knocked down and get back up and still turn it up shows his determination. And he's the truth, man. He got the perfect personality. He's actually, what we need in boxing, a refreshment in any weight class. We need somebody who's going to be smiling and not have to talk trash to promote himself. Somebody who just don't care about promotion that well. He don't care about money. He don't care about fame. Somebody who just want to come and be a great fighter and win fights and entertain people. What about the entertainment part of boxing? Not turning people off and making their stomach sick. You know what I mean? Joshua is a fresher breath air. He want to really be a genuine a boxer. He's really coming from school. He's bringing his pen and paper. He's using technique that works. He used the jab consistently, man. This was unheard of for a heavyweight. Joshua was supposed to be the young guy who was going to get outboxed by the old doctor. But the old doctor ain't have nothing for him. No skills that rock the boat. You know what I mean? So, let's get back to what I wrote anyway, man. So Joshua looks like Joe Louis, man. He got the personality of Joe Louis. He act like Joe Louis. He act like Ray Leonard. He act like Lennox Lewis. He's a perfect example of what a boxer should be like. You know what I'm saying? I've heard he went to the masjid. I can see that character in his I can see that in his character. You know what I'm saying? And people ain't gonna hate on him for that. Muslims are hated, but Islam is loved. Muslims can be killed and stopped, but Islam will never be stopped. Muslims can be tricked and be doing things wrong, suicide bombers or whatever, but Islam would never do those things and never be belittled. You know what I mean? But so I really think this brother is a good service to the world, man, to the world. And unfortunately, me coming from America, it's not America's opportunity to have this. America's usually have the best fighters in the world, but this era ain't for the heavyweights of America to turn that stone, unless some people start waking up and being just like him. I think it's all about his character, man. His character, and it shows in his boxing ability. He does what he needs to do. He's not in there to fight someone. He's in there boxing people. Unbelievable. And he's got the muscle and the bigness to back it up. Nobody's chumping him. You know what I mean? He got the weight to rock with the biggest guys. He made Klitschko, look brittle. You know what I'm saying? Klitschko was one of them type of fighters where he could box good enough to where he can hit you. And if he can hit you, he can hurt you because he got all that weight behind him. Well, not so in this case. You know what I mean? He was being outboxed by this young big dude. But, you know what I mean? He was even smaller than Klitschko. Klitschko was still bigger than Klitschko is a monster, man. And this guy boxed him like it was nothing. It's nothing. And wow. This was a great showing, man. I really feel enthused about this. And anybody know me, know my videos, or just know me on Facebook, man. I don't favor nobody unless you prove it to me. You know what I'm saying? I gotta show it and explain it and be able to argue with it because I love arguing about it. But His jab was unbelievable. You know what I mean? He fell down. He got knocked down. That was exhaustion. He got right back up. What didn't even faze him. It got to be the truth, man. You know what I mean? Heavyweights don't have jabs like that. He jabbed like a lightweight. You know what I mean? So he's going to be I'm going to end it with this. He's going to be the one who's going to really show us. He's going to really show us what is Wilder a fake or the truth. Wilder has his opportunity to fight this guy right here and show that he can really fight. Now, I do believe Wilder can fight. He's an Olympian, and he's been fighting. I believe he can box, but the thing is, getting somebody to make him box. He's so arrogant with his athleticism that he can beat people out punching at him wild like that. I think he does that on purpose because he can do that. So we need this fight to happen because Joshua is the truth. And he's big enough, strong enough to, when I say he's the truth meaning he has some authentic skill. So what happens when an authentic skill fights somebody who's not fighting authentically? He's going to get beaten. Especially when that person who's fighting authentically is strong. So now, this is going to be the money. This is going to be the rude awakening for Wilder. Either he's going to come out of that shell of acting stupid and really try to box, and we're going to be surprised and say, oh, Wilder can box. This guy came, you know what I mean, he's starting his defense nice, he's moving around nice, he's really trying to box. Or we're going to come out and say, hey man, Wilder was a phony the whole time, because now that it really matters, he can't even dig up any good jab. He can't even defend himself. His footwork is horrible. He's wasting a lot of energy. We're going to see, man. Much love. Ask Smart Wags. Oh, please subscribe to my channel, man. Robert Pelaez, P-E-L-A-E-Z, at YouTube Boxing. Put that in. You'll see my little picture on there. I got 2 accounts, but one of them is gone. Just get the one that you can see where all my videos on. Check me out. Much love. Peace.